afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Live at 4 on this Monday. Susan is on vacation this week, so Charlotte Deluste is sitting in. Good to see you.
Nice to be here. Thank you very much.
Did you have a good weekend?
Not bad. I think I was catching up on sleep.
Yeah, I think a lot of us were. It was a long week last week.
Yeah.
Here's what's making news on this Monday. Dane County hospitals have reached a record level of COVID-19 patients in the ICU. How health officials are working to make sure everyone gets the care they need.
And as hospitalizations mount, there is finally some good news on the pandemic front. One of the leading vaccine makers say theirs might work.
And while President Trump vows legal action in response to election results, President-elect Joe Biden is building his COVID response team. Let's take a look outside. Another day in the 70s. Can you believe this?
Oh, this is, I don't want to say goodbye.
You got to say goodbye. Sooner or later, got to say goodbye. Dana's in the backyard. It's going to be dramatic, but still not that bad.
No, still not that bad. Still close to average. We're just swinging down about 20 degrees. Right now, we are watching the sunset with a few clouds in the sky and temperatures in the low 70s today. We hit 73 degrees in Madison, and that's the latest in the season that we've ever seen 73 degrees. Usually don't see that in the middle of November. Our breeze coming from the south right now, and it has certainly been a very mild stretch. I know this weekend a lot of folks trying to absorb that nice sunshine just a little longer before that rain starts to build in. Still off to the west now, but we're going to keep an eye on this line as it does build in overnight. And for tomorrow, our scattered shower chances and isolated thunderstorms for tomorrow might bring some heavy rain at times. So we do have an alert day in the forecast. For Tuesday, we'll take a closer look at the timing with those shower chances developing in just a few minutes. Right now on the roads, no delays to report, no accidents either. Always good news along the Beltline. Things look smooth in the interstate from Dane County through Rock County. Should be a smooth drive from Janesville to the Beltline. That's only at 25 minutes, 16 minutes get from Sauk City to Middleton and some Prairie to downtown. 9 minutes this evening. Say goodbye to the 70s. This is it. This is what we've got right now, guys.
Probably for a while.
For a little bit, yeah. I would put money on that one.
All right, Dana, thank you. We start with the latest coronavirus numbers. More than 4,400 people have tested positive for COVID in the last day or so. It comes as hospitalization numbers grow. 100 people ended up in Wisconsin hospitals since yesterday. 21 more people have died. Your Thanksgiving plans may look a little different this year, and Dane County Health Department certainly hopes so as well.
Rising case counts have local leaders worried travel will only make the situation worse. Gabriela Becerra is at the Alliant Energy Center with Public Health's latest reminder.
Mark in Charlotte, Public Health says too many people are acting as if everything is back to normal, when reality is COVID-19 has never been worse here in Dane County. Public Health Director Janelle Heinrich says proof COVID exists is in the data. The rate for catching the virus in Dane County is nearly double that of the country's. She says those numbers are only going to continue to climb unless we change our actions by wearing a mask and staying home.
We believe that what we have been doing is working, but without a comprehensive and consistent approach throughout Wisconsin, the efforts of local public health and healthcare alone are not enough to contain this disease. I am asking you to lean in and to think about how you can adapt your individual actions to help reverse the trend of rising case counts.
Over 30% of people who have recently tested positive for COVID-19 say they got it from someone in the same household. Public Health says that family member attended a gathering. Contact tracers are hearing of a lot of people going across county borders into areas where restrictions don't exist. And coming up on News 3 now at 5, we'll share why Dane County Executive Joe Parisi says that's a big part of the problem.
Gabby, thank you. The U.S. has reported more than 100,000 COVID cases a day for the last 5 days, 583,000 in all. Now the drug company Pfizer is offering some hope, saying its experimental vaccine works. Nancy Chen reports.
Pfizer says early data shows its experimental coronavirus vaccine is more than 90% effective, and it will submit an emergency use authorization with the FDA once its trial is completed in 2 weeks.
We have been working basically around the clock for 8 months. This is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, medical advance in the last 100 years.
Pfizer says it has 50 million doses ready to go. About half will go to Americans. And the drug company says it will be able to manufacture at least 1.3 billion doses next year. Coronavirus cases are now rising in 26 states, with 41 states seeing a rise in hospitalizations. In Texas, the city of El Paso has brought in 10 mobile morgues. Missouri's governor called up the National Guard to help expand testing. Inside many Nebraska businesses, masks are now required. In Utah, there's a new statewide mask mandate, and this order from the governor.
Utahns may not participate in or host casual social gatherings with individuals other than those in their immediate household for the next 2 weeks.
Alaska, Arkansas, New Mexico, and Colorado all recently hit record daily case numbers. That prompted Denver's mayor to impose a 10 p.m. curfew. Now, new worries of an even larger spike. This weekend, tens of thousands participated in mass gatherings, including here in Times Square, to both protest and celebrate the presidential election results. Health experts fear there were possible super spreader events.
Anytime when you put that many people in close proximity, you do run the risk of that transmission.
And the Irish have knocked off.
The Notre Dame students who rushed the football field Saturday are now required to get a COVID test before they leave for winter break. University officials say students who don't get a test won't be allowed to register for classes next semester. Nancy Chen, CBS News, New York.
Pfizer says first in line for the vaccine would be medical workers, first responders, and the elderly, and the company is working with the U.S. military to distribute it. Every patient needs 2 doses. On Wall Street, Pfizer's announcement sent shares of technology stocks that saw big benefits from stay-at-home trends down.
And that news, along with Joe Biden's presidential victory, sent some stocks soaring. The Dow added 834 points, or almost 3%, closing at 29,157. The NASDAQ, however, fell 181 points, but the S&P 500 gained 41. President-elect Joe Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris have begun putting together a team to take over the reins of the government on January 20th, while President Trump is making some personnel changes of his own. In his first act as president-elect, Biden and Harris met virtually with their newly formed coronavirus task force, while the Biden-Harris team prepares for the transition. The government agency that oversees the formal process has yet to sign the letter needed to provide office space and funding. President Trump's team insists the election is not over.
We're going to go and pursue all of these legal means, all of the recount methods. We're going to continue exposing and investigating all these instances of fraud or abuse.
President Trump tweeted today the firing of the Defense Secretary Mark Esper. The president said he's being replaced by Christopher C. Miller, the director of the National Counterterrorism Center. This comes around 70 days before the new administration begins. The Trump campaign has filed an appeal in their Michigan case that was dismissed last week, but for now, it's not being accepted by the court. At this point, you might have a good sense of who won their seats last week, but voters in Wisconsin made their voices heard on something else as well, gerrymandering.
Amy Reed is live with us to explain how voters joined the conversation. Amy?
14 different communities passed a referendum in favor of nonpartisan redistricting next year. That includes voters in Iowa and Jefferson counties. Every 10 years, the legislature has to draw new district maps, so this next session, lawmakers will have to tackle the issue again. In 2011, maps were drawn with a partisan lean, giving an advantage to Republicans in elections. I spoke with one group who has high hopes for what a nonpartisan approach would change in government.
We'd have more moderates winning elections. We'd have more opportunity for compromise. We'd have a better sense of neighborliness and duty and unity in terms of trying to find compromise and getting things done. That's the Wisconsin that I grew up in, and I think it's the Wisconsin we can get back if we fix these maps.
Now, Governor Tony Evers has made efforts here. At the State of the State address in January, he announced the People's Maps Commission, which is having virtual meetings across the state now to get your input on how the map should look. A Republican-controlled legislature would have to approve any maps that the commission draws in order for them to become official.
All right, Amy Reed reporting live. Thank you, Amy. A 19-year-old is charged with buying a gun for the teen accused of fatally shooting 2 people during unrest in Kenosha this past summer. Dominic Black of Kenosha is facing 2 counts of intentionally giving a dangerous weapon to a person under the age of 18. According to the criminal complaint, Black purchased a Smith & Wesson rifle from a store in Ladysmith on May 1st. Kyle Rittenhouse paid Black to buy the guns for him. Rittenhouse used the rifle to kill 2 people and injure another during unrest in Kenosha this summer after the police shooting of Jacob Blake.
The man accused of killing a jogger outside of Mount Horeb will not go to trial. 22-year-old Riley Berg was found not competent to stand trial today in Dane County Court. Berg will be sent to a mental facility and eventually go through another mental examination to see if he is competent. He's charged with killing 26-year-old Nicholas Day in January in the town of Blue Mounds. Court records show Berg is being treated for schizophrenia. Sauk County Sheriff officials say they are still investigating a homicide last month at Devil's Lake State Park. On October 14th, 24-year-old John Schmutzer of Wauwatosa was found stabbed to death on the park's south shore. Anyone with information about the incident is asked to call the Sauk County Sheriff's Department.
As we mentioned, President Trump is not conceding the election to President-elect Biden.
So what's going to happen for the next 72 days until the inauguration? We'll speak with Madison College political science professor Maurice Shepard when Live at 4 continues.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Surgenian's 90-year history means you pay $90 for installation no matter how many rooms you carpet. Get carpet and pad, your furniture moved, and your old carpet recycled. Our competitors can't match it. Local, sustainable Surgenians.
Ladies, check it out. So strong, so not ripped.
What are we talking about?
That's the Hefty Ultra Strong bag.
Hefty, hefty, hefty.
Give me the bag.
Get Hefty Ultra Strong at a low price.
I got your back, you got mine. Think about you all the time. Together we can come through. That's what love's made of. Give thanks, no matter how you share it.
Hello. Oh. I wish to inquire about your free phone deal. Is there anything hidden I should be aware of?
No, sir.
No hidden plan requirements?
You choose your plan.
No hidden phone trade-ins?
Keep your phone.
No hidden activation fees or other trickery where video recorded evidence would be beneficial?
None.
Interesting.
Lovely scarf.
What camera?
Get the latest phones free with no hidden requirements. U.S. Cellular. Upgrade to Fair.
If you're at home thinking about your financial plan, so are we. Prudential helps 1 in 7 Americans with their financial needs. That's over 25 million people. With over 90 years of investment experience, our thousands of financial professionals can help with secure video chat or on the phone. We make it easy for you with online tools, e-signatures, and no medical exam life insurance. Plan for better days. Go to Prudential.com or talk to an advisor.
My body is truly powerful.
I have the power to lower my A1C because my body can still make its own insulin.
And Trulicity activates my body to release it,
lowering my blood sugar from the first dose. Once weekly Trulicity responds when my body needs it 24/7. Trulicity is for type 2 diabetes. It's not insulin.
It isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. Don't take Trulicity if you're allergic to it. You or your family have medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop Trulicity and call your doctor right away if you have an allergic reaction, a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, changes in vision, or diabetic retinopathy. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Taking Trulicity with sulfonylurea or insulin raises low blood sugar risk. Side effects include indigestion, fatigue, belly pain, decreased appetite, nausea, diarrhea, and vomiting, which can lead to dehydration and may worsen kidney problems.
I have it within me to lower my A1C.
Ask your doctor about Trulicity.
I tried a new laxative that's both gentle and fast.
New great-tasting Dalcolac soft chews works naturally with the water in your body in as little as 30 minutes. Puts you comfortably in control. New Dalcolac soft chews.
Welcome back. An incredible collection of photos from the Apollo space mission and the golden age of space exploration is going up for auction.
It includes a rare photo of the first man on the moon and the first selfie taken in space. Videos from the Apollo 11 moon landing and astronaut Neil Armstrong's first steps are iconic. But when it comes to many of the still photos, Armstrong isn't in them. This photo is one of the rare exceptions. It's a shot of Armstrong at the spacecraft near the end of the mission. It is expected expected to fetch nearly $40,000 at auction.
And this was forgotten about in the aftermath of the successful mission. And it was only rediscovered in the 80s that there was, in fact, a photograph of Neil.
James Hyslop is overseeing Christie's auction house online sale of nearly 2,500 photos from the space race era and beyond. It includes the first selfie in space, Buzz Aldrin on a 1966 Gemini mission, turning the camera on himself. Christie's auction house says most of these photos were previously unreleased. The auction will run online until November 20th.
Those are some cool pictures. Wow.
Amazing.
Well, Joe Biden becoming president-elect over the weekend, there is a lot his team needs to do until Inauguration Day in January.
And meanwhile, the Trump administration continues to contest the results of the election. And here to help us sort it all out is Madison College political science professor Maurice Shepard. Thank you for joining us.
Good to see you. Thanks.
So we're still waiting. Trump is contesting the results, as we've all heard, but there's this whole process of ascertainment. Can you explain about that? It's not happening right now.
Well, in terms of the transition from the old administration to the new administration, I think that begins with the Presidential Transition Act. That leads to, once again, a smooth movement from an old administration to a new one. It hasn't always gone smooth. I think during the Bush Obama transition, over that period, that was seen as one of the smoothest transitions, where the outgoing Bush administration really did a lot to help the new administration. More recently, the Clinton, during the Bush v. Gore campaign in 2000 and court case, that was a transition that was pretty rough, because the outgoing Clinton administration, they took their time in terms of providing, again, sort of the transition resources through the General Services Administration to help, again, the new administration come in. So some of the delay that we see here, it's not new. Ultimately, the transition will take place, but it seems to be fairly difficult at this point.
But there, as you say, there are laws in place that'll make this happen sooner or later.
Yeah, correct. Yes, there are federal laws to see that it occurs. The key point here would be the General Services Administration, when they determine, and there's one person there who determines that the president-elect that the election is formalized, that it's done, and it's not clear exactly what triggers that. Is it the major media calling an election for a candidate, or should it wait until the electoral votes are actually counted in Congress during the joint session that should take place on January 6th? That has never truly been sort of identified or clarified, so there's still some ambiguity there.
That would not give them much time.
No, it would not. That was one of the issues, I think, with the transition following the Bush-Gore campaign in 2000, is that the Bush team did not have a lot of time, again, at that point to transition. Again, the gold standard, I think, was from the Bush administration to the Obama administration, where the Bush team did apparently a fantastic job, really doing a lot to make sure that all of the materials were digitized so that they could be handed over properly. They even left little bits of candy on desks and computers for the incoming administration.
The good old days.
Yeah.
The good old days.
How potentially harmful could this be, that it's taking longer for this transition, and also just getting information? So we're in the middle of a pandemic.
Correct. Yes, we're in the middle. The great news today was that a virus once again, a
vaccine
antidote for the vaccine. A vaccine may be on its way, but then there's the entire, once again, the logistics of, again, distributing that and getting that out. It could be very dangerous for the pandemic, but also everything else continues to go. Foreign relations, international relations, once again, the economy. There are a lot of plates in the air right now that there is some danger that if government doesn't transition smoothly, there could be deadly fallout.
The current president is calling follow-ons the count, the election count, the vote count. Any credence to that?
Well, we will see. He has the right to use his legal resources to challenge, again, the vote count in individual states. But when I work with my students, what I tell them is there's once again the Constitution and federal law here. I think it's December 14th, there has to be a certificate of the vote from each state for the Electoral College vote. That has to be sent to the Senate, to the President of the Senate, and also the Archivist of the United States. And then on January 6th, there will be a joint session of Congress where they will count those electoral votes. So this is not an endless process. There are laws and rules in place to dictate what happens. And just like with the Bush v. Gore case, I think December 8th, I think, is the date. It's called sort of the safe harbor date. That's really when, again, in terms of state governments and their electoral colleges, those have to be sort of in place, let's say.
And we know you'll be keeping on top of this, as you always do, Maurice.
Maurice, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you.
As we mentioned, still to come before, Pfizer announced some promising news today that a COVID-19 vaccine could be here sooner than later.
But, and the but is important here, there's still a lot we don't know about this and other vaccines. We're going to speak with the doctor running the AstraZeneca trial at the UW coming up after Dana's First Warn forecast.
About $100 off a complete pair, frame and lenses. Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
Happy Hour just got hoppier at IHOP with a $5 menu featuring pancakes, burgers, and more yum-yums. So while you can't buy happiness, you can buy hoppiness. iHoppy Hour, every day from 2 to 10 p.m.
I wanted my hepatitis C gone.
I put off treating mine.
Epclusa treats all main types of chronic hep C. Whatever your type, Epclusa could be your kind of cure.
I just found out about mine.
I knew for years.
Epclusa has a 98% overall cure rate.
I had no symptoms of hepatitis C.
Mine caused liver damage.
Epclusa is only one pill, once a day, taken with or without food for 12 weeks. Before starting Epclusa, your doctor will test if you have had hepatitis B, which may flare up and could cause serious liver problems during and after treatment. Tell your doctor if you have had hepatitis B, other liver or kidney problems, HIV or other medical conditions, and all medicines you take, including herbal supplements. Taking amiodarone with Epclusa may cause a serious slowing of your heart rate. Common side effects include headache and tiredness. Ask your doctor today if Epclusa is your kind of cure.
You were always the responsible one, so much like me, always taking care of everyone else. But this wasn't your responsibility. I already took care of the arrangements. The Ryans made it so easy. I didn't want you to worry about a thing. It's my last gift to you, my lovely daughter.
Do you have dry, cracked hands from constant washing, cold weather, and hard work? Try O'Keefe's Working Hands. It's America's #1 selling hand cream for guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked hands. Also available in O'Keefe's Lip Repair. Guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked lips.
Did you know that Geico's whole 15 minutes thing, that came from me? Really? My first idea was, in 1/4 of an hour, your savings will tower. Over you, figuratively speaking. But that's not catchy, is it? It's not going to swim about in your brain. So I thought, what about 15 minutes, 15%? Serendipity.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Take a look at this. To perform a life-saving public service, police in Italy felt the need for speed. Italian state police officials shared video showing their use of a Lamborghini to quickly transport a kidney in time for the patient's surgery. The force uses the Lamborghini Huracan, a 600-horsepower Italian supercar capable of going 200 miles an hour. It's been outfitted with an organ refrigerator for just this type of mission. The Lambo allowed officials to make what would normally be a 6-hour trip in just 2 hours.
I hope they have the proper drivers for something like
yes,
that.
You don't want to be going 200 miles an hour if you don't know what you're doing.
Well, it is time for Potentially Yours on Live at 4.
Let's help Spencer find a forever home. He's a medium-sized adult domestic short-haired cat with lots of love to share. Our friends at the Dane County Humane Society say he's outgoing and loves to snuggle. Got an interesting face.
Yeah, very interesting face. The Humane Society wanted to pass along that they are selling shirts and masks to help support the organization. They are on sale until November 22nd, and they're available in a variety of colors and styles.
That's kind of cool. Last week's pet, Yardstick, was adopted. Yay!
That's great.
If you're interested in adopting or checking out all the animals at the Dane County Humane Society, go to giveshelter.org or set up an appointment at 838-0413. I'm glad Yardstick got a home, Dana.
Yay! Quite the name.
Oh, maybe they'll rename. I don't know.
They have fun coming up with names over there.
Call them Yardy. Yeah, some of them come out really interesting, especially when the animals come in groups. Yeah. And they all have like matching corresponding names. Yeah.
I see that at the Wildlife Center that they had a snowy owl.
Yes, yes. They've been very busy over there. A lot of us volunteers not able to go in, so it's been a really busy season for them. And now we're, speaking of snow, starting to look ahead to some cooler weather. Not the S word coming in for us, though, just some cooler temperatures. Right now we have some clouds overhead, some rain expected for tomorrow, and then back closer to November for the end of the week. We'll take a closer look at your full 10-day right after the break.
General Heating and Air Conditioning. Our large fleet of service vehicles are nearby, and our mobile fabrication shops allow us to save you time and money. When your home comfort system needs servicing or replacing, turn to the experts at Carrier and General Heating and Air Conditioning.
Millions of customers are leaving their providers and switching to Spectrum. And if you have satellite, it's not hard to see why. Because unlike satellite, Spectrum gives you all the services you need, like internet and TV from one provider.
They do?
Yeah, they do. And Spectrum has the fastest download speeds with the most reliable performance. Get Spectrum Internet with speeds at 200 megabits for $44.99 a month. Call 833-909-4499. Spectrum wins on TV, too. Unlike satellite, Spectrum doesn't have an ugly dish to install. And you get exclusive premium original content with Spectrum Originals.
Wow, really?
Really. Plus, Spectrum has more free HD and free on demand. Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-909-4499. And unlike satellite providers, Spectrum doesn't have contracts or early termination fees. We'll even buy out your current contract up to $500. Switch to America's fastest growing internet, TV, and voice provider. Get Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 a month each. Ask about our easy self-install options. Call 833-909-4499.
It's totally normal to have constipation with belly pain, straining, and bloating again and again. No way. More exercise, more water, and more fiber is the only way to manage it.
Is it?
Maybe you think it's occasional constipation.
Maybe it's not.
It could be a chronic medical condition called IBS-C. And time to say yes to Linzess. Linzess works differently than laxatives. It helps relieve belly pain and lets you have more frequent and complete bowel movements. Do not give Linzess to children less than 6, and it should not be given to children 6 to less than 18. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Change your thinking to IBS-C. If your constipation and belly pain keeps coming back, tell your doctor and say yes to Linzess.
General Heating and Air Conditioning. Our large fleet of service vehicles are nearby, and our mobile fabrication shops allow us to save you time and money. When your home comfort system needs servicing or replacing, turn to the experts at Carrier and General Heating and Air Conditioning.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Hopefully you were able to enjoy the sunshine and the mild temperatures this weekend, because it is going to get a little cooler and a little rainier outside over the next few days. Our shower chances will return overnight, and we have the chance to see some thunderstorms mixed in as well. Could bring some heavier rain at times. That will continue throughout the day on Tuesday, and then behind this system, we fall back closer to average. This is the warmest that we've ever been in November. And we're going to leave that in the rearview mirror as some cooler, more November-like temperatures develop for the second half of the week. Overnight, we won't drop too too much as this front approaches, bringing a lot of warm air in front of it. So we hold pretty steady, close to 60 degrees by midnight. Shower chances starting to develop in Dane County, and the rain continues to build east. So we have scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms throughout the day for Tuesday. Some of those thunderstorms could bring some heavier rain at times, but this passes through by the end of the day and starts to wrap up overnight. So it is just a one-day rain event, but we're going to see our accumulation totals climb a little bit just because there is going to be so much consistent, steady rain throughout the course of the day. Notice those temperatures also falling through the afternoon and evening. By about midnight, we're in the 30s, and then heading into Wednesday morning, temperatures for our overnight lows will be below freezing. But for Wednesday, we're back to the sunny trend. Seasonable temperatures, but at least mostly sunny skies expected for the middle of the week. Overall rainfall totals generally between 1 to 2 inches. So things have been pretty dry for us lately. Not too concerned about any flooding threats, except if you've decided to push your leaves out, unfortunately, and they're blocking any of the storm drains. That's not going to be a good thing, something that we're going to want to keep an eye on. We could see some flooding in spots on the roads just because of that, but otherwise the ground conditions right now quite dry, so a little bit of rain shouldn't cause too many headaches for us. A marginal risk for severe weather for tomorrow for much of southern Wisconsin. With those storms rolling through, we could get some very strong wind gusts and, of course, that heavy rain threat at times. So we do have an alert day in the forecast for tomorrow. Heavy rain certainly possible with those isolated thunderstorms. Some of those thunderstorms could be severe if the wind gusts pick up. But in general, it's the cooler temperatures coming in behind this system that we'll be looking at for the rest of the week. Low 60s tomorrow. That's early in the day. Temperatures will be falling through the afternoon, landing close to 30 for early Wednesday morning for our overnight lows. Wednesday, we're mostly sunny in the mid 40s, which sounds like quite a bit cooler, but that's where we should be for afternoon highs for this time of year. Near 50 degrees on Thursday with partly sunny skies. Slight chance for a flurry at night on Thursday, mostly sunny on Friday. So we continue to stay dry through the back half of the week with rain chances expected as we look ahead to next weekend. Our temperature trend staying close to average continues into the following week, and even seeing the highs there in the 50s, that'll be a bit above average. Certainly not 70 degrees, though. 52 is not 73.
I've not had the furnace on this month.
No, it hasn't been really necessary. I had to for the pets, but you know, you don't.
Windows open?
We turned the air on today.
You did not.
Wow. The roomie works upstairs, so like heat rises. You
don't have to.
It was his fault. It was his fault. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault.
You don't have to defend. Okay. Jared's his own man, right?
Yes. He comes down the stairs. Do you mind if I turn on the AC?
Where are we going with all of this? Okay.
I don't know.
Dana.
We're going to get cooler.
Thank you.
Yes.
And we will be right back.
Where can a healthier heart lead you? For people with heart failure taking Entresto, it may lead to a world of possibilities. Entresto is a heart failure medicine prescribed by most cardiologists. It was proven superior at helping people stay alive and out of the hospital. Heart failure can change the structure of your heart, so it may not work as well. Entresto helps improve your heart's ability to pump blood to the body. And with a healthier heart, there's no telling where life may take you. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto for heart failure. And trust your heart to Entresto.
At the Home Depot, Black Friday prices are here all season on appliances that give you the holiday help you need to celebrate wonderfully. Save on this LG stainless steel kitchen package. Appliance shopping improved. With the Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Hi, I'm Brian from McGann Furniture in Baraboo. We know that hardworking people want the most value for their money. When you shop at McGann's, we've already sorted out and selected the brands that we feel offer you the most bang for your buck. From young couples just starting out to people my age, we offer a huge selection at prices that will fit your budget. Plus, most purchases include free delivery and setup. Shop McGann Furniture in downtown Baraboo. You'll be glad you did.
Carrier has a complete line of home heating products to keep your family comfortable this winter without burning your budget. With smart temperature management and remote access options, it's easier than ever to control your home's climate. And Carrier energy-efficient systems can help reduce utility bills without sacrificing comfort. For more complete comfort and greater peace of mind, turn to your Carrier expert.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Have some home projects on your list? Whether it's a fix now or fix up down the road, count on Home Advisor's trusted local pros to get the job done right. It's easy to schedule, check prices, and pay for all your home projects. So get the Home Advisor app and we'll do everything to fix your everything.
Tonight at 5, local health officials say they're seeing a spike in mental health issues. We'll tell you what resources are available in the area for help at 5.
After another day of record warm temperatures, a cold front on Tuesday will put an end to the mild weather and bring a chance of heavy rainfall. My first warn forecast at 5.
And ahead at 6, we'll hear from the woman who says a UW-Madison employee hit her and other protesters with his motorcycle outside the Capitol this weekend. That story for you tonight on News 3 Now at 6. Here's a live look at downtown Madison. One final day of warmth before reality sets in. As coronavirus deaths rise in the U.S. and so many families lose loved ones, mental health experts are bracing for a grief pandemic. Most people experience intense grief when they lose someone close, but for some, they are unable to adapt to the loss as time goes on. Dr. Catherine Shear is the director of the Center for Complicated Grief at Columbia University. She's concerned with so many loved ones separated and dying alone during the COVID pandemic, we could see more people suffering prolonged grief.
Feeling guilty about not having been with them, angry about not being able to be with them. And those kinds of reactions to COVID can become derailers if you don't deal with them. A recent study shows for every person who dies of COVID-19, 9 family members are left to grieve. About 20% of people who mourn the loss of loved ones deal with complicated grief. Women and people of color are more prone, as well as people with a history of anxiety and mental health struggles. There is some rare good news today regarding the coronavirus. The most recent data from Pfizer shows their vaccine is working. Here to talk about that data is Dr. William Hartman from the UW Health. He's also running the AstraZeneca trial here in Madison. Doctor, good to see you again.
Thank you.
What did you take away from the news from Pfizer today?
Well, I think it's a giant step forward. You know, they showed that there was a 90% reduction in the number of cases compared to their placebo group. This is far greater than what was expected and what they had even hoped for. So this is a step towards getting us back to living a normal life.
Doctor, what happens next after this? I know the trials are far from over.
Well, all of the trials are going to continue as they have been set up to do. It's going to take more than one vaccine candidate to get us out of this pandemic. And so we have to find out which vaccines work for which people and when is the best time to give them and how long does that immunity last. So there's a lot of science that we still need to accumulate and to understand before we're fully out of this. Like I said, this is just a big step forward.
So in the end, will there be more than one vaccine on the market?
I do believe that there will be more than one vaccine. We're in the process of trying to figure out which vaccines are the right vaccines in younger people and older people. How many times do they have to be given within a year or over a couple of years? And so to get all of these candidates studied and in line for the right people that they're intended for, we have a lot of work to do.
As a physician who is on the front line and running the AstraZeneca trial here at UW, how did this make you feel hearing about that there is promise out there?
Well, as a person who's working with these vaccines and reading about them and studying them very closely, I am a big believer in the science behind them. But I know that there's a lot of people who've been skeptical about it. So I hope as they look at the data, as the public looks at the data, as they see who is evaluating the data and the process that it takes to go from step A to step Z, they see that the process works and that when a vaccine is available, it's going to be effective and it's going to be safe.
What's the status of the trial going on at UW-Madison with AstraZeneca?
So we're in the active enrollment phase right now. We're still taking in participants. Today we had a full slate of participants coming in to be screened and receive either the vaccine or the placebo. We've got this continuing until nationwide we hit this 40,000 participant number. We'll be continuing to enroll until we get there.
So it's going to be a while even for the Pfizer vaccine.
It's going to be a while. They have to go back now and study the safety data behind the vaccine, make sure that everything holds true, that it's a safe vaccine to move forward with. But then they have to go through the process of being approved for an EUA by the FDA. That takes some time. It takes a lot of input. So I'm still thinking towards the end of this year is when one of these vaccines will be available. But then the distribution phase takes over, and we'll have to see how that all plays out.
As we said, there's some rare hope in all of this.
Yeah, absolutely.
For now, keep wearing the masks and social distance. Doctor,
Great.
thanks for being with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, it might not feel like it today, but the holiday season is really around the corner, and not even a pandemic can get in the way of one winter tradition.
News 3 Now this morning's Christina Laurie explains why this year the Salvation Army really needs your help more than ever.
Holiday music is back on the radio, and soon the sound of jingle bells will also be in the air. The Salvation Army's annual Red Kettle campaign kicks off Friday, and although it feels like we say this every year, this year in particular, your generosity is essential, whether you're willing to donate spare change or your spare time. Since the start of the pandemic, the Salvation Army of Dane County has been serving 3 times the number of homeless families it typically does, and providing a safe place to stay for twice the number of single women at its shelter. That shelter is now open 24/7 and is the only one of its kind in Dane County. Now, because of the coronavirus, the Salvation Army has had to completely overhaul how it's helping families in need. Workers have replaced the usual buffet with individually prepackaged meals served with disposable utensils. Every family is given masks and hand sanitizer, and workers have been logging extra hours cleaning.
Really, the biggest thing is these are people that have come to us and they have nowhere else to go. So when you want to make a difference in the lives of other people, either do the virtual kettle, come and ring for an hour or two, you will change their life forever.
Despite these challenges, the Salvation Army of Dane County has remarkably still been able to serve a record number of families, and more importantly, help those families find permanent housing, which is the organization's ultimate goal. But unfortunately, the number of homeless families in our area still continues to grow. And the Salvation Army doesn't expect that trend to end anytime soon. So that's where you come in. All week long, we'll be sharing ways you can get involved and help our neighbors most in need this holiday season. We'll talk more about that tomorrow.
Christina, thank you. We'll see you then. Well, still to come at 4, are you looking for something to watch on television besides Live at 4?
Film critic Will Loper is in next with all the movies and shows now streaming to a TV near you. That's when Live at 4 continues.
Colors, braids, and fades. We stand for style. Cost Cutter Salons.
#1 in color in Wisconsin.
It's the gifting polka.
Holiday gifting is in full swing.
It's the gifting polka.
And nothing sends guys and gals reeling like the new Wisconsin Lottery Holiday Scratch Games. On sale now from $1 to $15 and featuring a variety of top prizes. These gifts are humdingers.
It's the gifting polka.
Only from the Wisconsin Lottery.
Doing what we love can be painful. Introducing Aspra Cream with essential oil. Now calming lavender oil is combined with fast-acting lidocaine for lasting relief. New Aspra Cream with essential oil.
Your business is your pride and joy. You raised it with hard work, from nothing but a dream. And since you care so much, naturally you want to protect it from harm. That's where we come in. Because a great insurance policy is not a necessary evil. It's the best way to keep your business happy healthy, and profitable. And that is the silver lining. Pamper your business with a policy from West Bend.
If you live in Wisconsin and don't have dental insurance, listen to this important message.
I know how important it is for my patients to maintain their dental health. That's why I'm so pleased Delta Dental has plans for individuals and families designed to fit your budget.
Your dentist may already be part of our network. You'll have a choice of Delta Dental individual and family plans that cover exams, cleanings, fillings, crowns, and more. So call now.
Call 844-SMILE-15. That's 844-SMILE-15.
If your dry eye symptoms keep coming back, inflammation in your eye might be to blame.
Looks like a great day for achy, burning eyes.
Over-the-counter eye drops typically work by lubricating your eyes and may provide temporary relief.
Ha! These drops probably won't touch me.
Xiidra works differently, targeting inflammation that can cause dry eye disease.
What is that? Xiidra? No!
It can provide lasting relief.
Oh.
Xiidra is the only FDA-approved treatment specifically for the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease. 1 drop in each eye, twice a day. Don't use if you're allergic to Xiidra. Common side effects include eye irritation, discomfort, or blurred vision when applied to the eye, and unusual taste sensation. Don't touch container tip to your eye or any surface. After using Xiidra, wait 15 minutes before reinserting contacts.
Got any room in your eye?
Talk to an eye doctor about twice daily Xiidra.
I'd prefer you didn't.
Xiidra. Not today, dry eye.
Right now, overall traffic looks pretty smooth. We aren't seeing any delays along the Beltline, which is always a good thing. The interstate from Dane County through Rock County also in a good spot right now. From Janesville to the Beltline, we're at about 26 minutes, 17 minutes to get from Sauk City to Middleton, and Sun Prairie to downtown about 9 minutes this evening. That's a quick look at traffic.
All right, Dana, thank you. You're watching Priscilla Raquel soaring among the trees and flying through the mist on the zip line in Panama. Her boyfriend captures the breathtaking cinematic ride on his drone. This amazing aerial adventure is from Tree Trek Eco Adventure Park, which is nearly 3 miles long, has 12 different cables. That would take you
oh my gosh,
a half hour. Isn't that spectacular?
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it is.
A little spooky with those clouds, but
Panama is just beautiful.
oh my gosh.
Well, if you're looking to run away from the pandemic and political news, there are plenty of new TV shows and movies to see in theaters or stream.
Our Will Loper checks them out in this week's Loper Report.
Well, this weekend, the new Kevin Costner and Diane Lane thriller, Let 'Em Go, opened at #1 at the box office, surpassing expectations, bringing in $4.1 million.
You're going with me or without me?
The duo play grandparents who go to retrieve their grandson from a new abusive family that proved more than dangerous to deal with.
We came to see our grandson.
My boy doesn't have to answer to you.
And we don't have to answer to you.
Whoa.
The movie sits at 77% on Rotten Tomatoes, with most reviews praising Costner and Lane's performances, but criticizing the writing that plays things a little too straight and basic.
Don't start what you can't finish.
Let 'Em Go is only playing in theaters, but there's plenty new to stream on video on demand from the comfort of home, including the new drama, Proxima.
I never thought that one day I'd be saying the last mission before Mars, and yet here we are making last preparations for the long journey.
Ava Green stars as an astronaut training for a mission to the International Space Station, but finds she has to prove herself as the only woman on the team.
I think you ought to ask him to lighten your load.
The film also highlights the difficulty in doing a job that requires being apart from your child for a year. Proxima is available to rent on VOD platforms for $6.99. Also new on VOD is the sci-fi horror thriller Possessor.
After initial binding, you'll be locked in, with no loss of control permitted during this performance.
Andrea Riseborough plays an assassin who enters people's minds to carry out jobs.
Our next contract's a big one. The target is the CEO of the largest operation in the U.S. You'll be binding to Colin Tate.
We can't afford any mistakes on this one.
The film is directed by Brandon Cronenberg, son of director David Cronenberg, and unsurprisingly contains plenty of psychological thrills and gruesome moments.
What's with you today?
What do you mean? Possessor is very R-rated, and those who are squeamish should stay away. But if you like your horror films slow and artsy, you'll enjoy Possessor. Moving on to much lighter fare on streaming services, Netflix is going all in on holiday viewing with multiple new movies and series, including Midnight at the Magnolia.
We've known each other our entire lives. We're just friends.
It's that old tale of two best friends developing feelings for each other, and fans of Hallmark movies will find themselves right at home with this movie.
Everything feels like it's finally coming together, doesn't it?
It really does. And premiering tomorrow is the series Dash and Lily.
If you want to know more about me, you'll have to earn it with a dare.
What's that? You got a diary?
It had these clues like a treasure hunt. Two teens trade a notebook of dares back and forth during the Christmas season in New York City.
I'm sort of starting to like him.
I like him most because he encourages you to get out of your bubble.
Down the rabbit hole.
And finally, streaming on HBO Max today is the series Industry.
And how would you define our culture?
It's a culture of every man and woman lifting each other up.
5 recent graduates take different approaches to stay employed at an investment bank in London.
Sometimes this place makes you forget yourself.
For Live at 4, I'm Will Loper, sending it back to you.
And the only words out of Charlotte's mouth was, Matt Dillon.
I know. I'm like, where did he come from?
I don't know. That's pretty good, though.
It feels like he's getting younger and younger.
It's amazing. All right, we'll be right back with the final check of your forecast.
Wait for the roll playback.
Keep your holidays in sync with free pickup on all your fresh favorites from Pick and Save. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
I want a client who comes in to feel comfortable and to know that their case is in good hands so they can relax and get on with their life as best as they can and let me do the fighting for them. That's how I want them to feel.
Gingras, Thompson, and Walks.
We are the Thrivers, women with metastatic breast cancer. Our time for more time has come. Living longer is possible and proven in postmenopausal women taking Kisqali plus fulvestrant. In a clinical trial, Kisqali plus fulvestrant helped women live longer with HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer, and it significantly delayed disease progression. Kisqali can cause lung problems or an abnormal heartbeat, which can lead to death. It can cause serious skin reactions, liver problems, and low white blood cell counts that may result in severe infections. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including breathing problems, cough, chest pain, a change in your heartbeat, dizziness, yellowing of the skin or eyes, dark urine, tiredness, loss of appetite, abdomen pain, bleeding, bruising, fever, chills, or other symptoms of an infection, a severe or worsening rash, are or plan to become pregnant or breastfeeding. Avoid grapefruit during treatment. Ask your doctor about living longer with Kisqali.
With the Pick and Save app, you can get personalized coupons on top of weekly sales, all for prices that are lower than low. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Badger football team decreasing COVID-19 cases, well, the latest on their game. And a UW-Madison employee under investigation after video shows him running into protesters with his motorcycle. We'll talk with one of the students who was hit at 5.
Trust us to get it right.
To keep you prepared
when severe weather is on the way
and your family's safety is on the line.
Our team and technology are ready to help you stay safe.
Trust the First Warn Weather Team on News 3 Now.
As we look at our radar right now, you can see the showers still off to the northwest, but that's something we're going to be keeping a close eye on as they continue to move towards southern Wisconsin. So we will have that rain building into our area later on tonight, mainly after midnight. Right now, things are still dry, but because the rain will be coming in tomorrow and heavy at times, we do have an alert day in the forecast for Tuesday. Isolated thunderstorms might bring heavy rainfall, and some of those isolated thunderstorms might become severe with strong wind gusts. Otherwise, temperatures will be in the low 60s early in the day before turning cooler as we head into the afternoon and overnight.
All right. Thank you, Dana.
Tomorrow Live at 4, we'll find out how to cope with the holidays during a pandemic.
And are you overwhelmed by all the yogurt choices in the store? Well, you're not alone. Consumer Reports cuts through the culture clutter. That's tomorrow.
With Herzing University's Everywhere Classroom, you can earn a degree in today's hottest fields online. For a limited time, we'll waive your enrollment fee. See what your career can turn into. I'm possible at Herzing. Call or click today.
If you're at home thinking about your financial plan, so are we. Prudential helps 1 in 7 Americans with their financial needs. That's over 25 million people. With over 90 years of investment experience, our thousands of financial professionals can help with secure video chat or on the phone. We make it easy for you with online tools, e-signatures, and no medical exam life insurance. Plan for better days. Go to Prudential.com or talk to an advisor.
People were afraid I was contagious. I felt gross.
It was kind of a shock after I started Cosentyx. 4 years clear.
Real people with psoriasis look and feel better with Cosentyx. Don't use if you're allergic to Cosentyx. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. An increased risk of infections and lowered ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor about an infection or symptoms. If your inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop or worsen, or if you've had a vaccine or plan to, serious allergic reactions may occur. Learn more at Cosentyx.com.
Do you have dry, cracked hands from constant washing, cold weather, and hard work? Try O'Keefe's Working Hands. It's America's #1 selling hand cream for guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked hands. Also available in O'Keefe's for healthy feet. Guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked feet.
Over time, things wear down. Tires, brakes, and headlight bulbs too. Sylvania's lighting experts know that if you wait until burnout, you'll lose up to 50 feet of visibility. That's from here to here in darkness. Switch to a new pair of Sylvania bulbs today and see better tonight.
About $100 off a complete pair, frame and lenses. Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
To the thousands of Herzing University nursing and healthcare alumni, for your tireless commitment, and to all of your brave colleagues across America, we say thank you. I'm possible at
Herzing. In today's Final Touch, a Rubik's Cube artist has created a 6,000-piece mosaic in under 16 hours.
It's the largest Rubik's Cube mosaic ever made. 26-year-old Giovanni Contarde created the special artwork to celebrate the 40th anniversary of the logic puzzle. His work usually uses 500 to 700 cubes. It took him 15 hours, 49 minutes, and 32 seconds to complete the 6,111-piece artwork, beating his 24-hour target. The mosaic, made using the artist's own cubes, measures 18.2 feet by 12 feet. Upon completion of the mosaic, Contardi said the hardest parts were staying focused and the pain in his legs. He added he was happy to be done with it. And it's amazing, isn't it?
That is incredible. My goodness. Nice name, by the way.
Yeah, it is. You like the Geo?
I do like the Geo.
That's our time for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here again tomorrow. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.